everyone, let me switch on my camera and we'll start this live stream up. There we are. Hi everyone. Welcome to Small Engine Saturday. Soon I'll post the link for the join in the live chat. Please, when you first join the live or the panel, please show your face so we know you ain't a troll. After that, you can drop it back down. Hi Ace. So let me exit here and get this thing started. Hi Ronald. You are 100% troll. That is true, Craig. Let's see. Invite, link. And trying to look at everybody on here. Okay. Let me, I'm on my phone right now. I'll look it up right now. Awesome, Craig. Awesome. Yeah, you just need to tell me what we're going to change it to, Kathy. Did I put the link in here? Probably not. About to crack open a cold one. So, yeah, we're about to get this party started. Put the link in for the panel, and I'll be right back. I got to see where all the sirens are because my sister just left here. I'm back. I'm sorry. I just had to make sure my sister was okay. This is what I'm drinking tonight. I'm drinking cola. But I like the Mexican cola in the glass box. Hi, Chris. Hi, AJP Garden Machines. So what did y'all think about that intro? I'm working on it. I started since last weekend. I'll drink a couple on stream, but that's the only time I've ever drank. I'm not a drinker. So I do a couple with y'all, but it's only one tonight because my fridge is empty in the little house. Oh, we already got 11 people up in here. Switch over here to my phone. Hi, Boneyard. Post this link up in here again. Wait a minute. Horace was supposed to be getting up in this live stream tonight wearing an afro and sunglasses. I might have to unsubscribe again. There's not. I just might have to, guys. Wow, Craig. Talking about trees reminded me. We went to this place where they cut one of the tree companies come through, and they have mulch and tree stumps that you can get from them for free. Well, we went by there because they had an ad on Craigslist and they didn't have any. I need a big tree stump to put my anvil on. See how Horace changes everything? Now he starts talking about a 32 Roadster. Hi, Dean Machines. The link's there, Dean. You just got to hit it. That's a bit of a drive. Bit of a drive for a tree stump. Which reminds me, Craig, I should tell Stacy to look for one because he should be coming in the next little bit to get that to get some stuff. So I should see if he has any tree stumps, or I can find a tree stump because they got big trees over in East Texas. Central Texas, the trees are kind of small, but East Texas, they got some big old trees. Let's see. Trying to see if. All right. Sorry, guys. I have to look over the phone every now and then for my chat. For some reason, my computer's being slow. Wow. 28 inches would have been perfect for an anvil stand. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. If I don't see y'all again after the stream. I'm gonna try a stream tomorrow in the middle of the day to do some gift making. But if I don't see y'all there, Merry Christmas to every one of y'all. Oh, by the way, I keep seeing that. I put that banner at the bottom of the screen here. I'm seeing that banner. My website, I upgraded it, some change to the appearance, and so be sure to go check that out. We got a live chat in there, forums. We're trying to get that going, trying to get it going real good. Okay, Boneyard, you will know Boneyard because I do mail calls for everything I get, no matter what it is. I do a mail call video on it. I just did a mail call video on some stickers. What did I do with the stickers? I got from Zippo today. Hey, y'all want to see some hater mail? Let's read some hater mail. I want to take y'all to read some hater mail. Get ready for this, guys. Since we're all here, let's read some hater mail while everybody's starting to come in here. We're going. For those that don't know, here recently, well, not that recently, everybody thought, not yet, Kathy, probably after the holidays. Everybody thought YouTube was going to take everybody off. Anyway, I have all my videos that goes to BitChute anyway, too. And I often forget about it, really. But anyway, I decided to go. I got a message that I got a comment on a video over there. And y'all ready for this hater mail? Now let me turn off the sounder showing. Y'all ready for this? I asked for ideas. This is the same video that's on YouTube. Asking for ideas for Christmas to make DIY Christmas gifts, right? And this is the comment. Y'all ready for it? Stop smoking crack. I put thanks for the, well, did I? No, I didn't reply back. I meant to put thanks for the advice. Should have put on there, man, I want to, but I just can't. It's just so damn good. I can't stop.
What? Crack. You don't do parts of your
crack.
own anatomy. Come on now.
I'm guessing they're saying I smoke crack because I'm missing some front teeth.
I think there just might be just plain old weirdos, Brandon.
Could be. I just feel like putting on there that I can't stop smoking. It's just great stuff.
I just replied to him that you drink crack, you don't smoke it.
Yeah.
Crack Daniels.
Yeah, Crack Daniels. Hey, this is a Jack Daniels Cola.
Special brouhaha.
Ronald and his old sayings.
This friend of mine's been having his 17-year-old grandson go over and clear some timber and brush for us. And he went over there today, and he was working by himself, and he did a really kick-ass job. So,
really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
The 17-year-old is about 6'5", and just a go-getter. He just really has a drive like no other child that I've ever seen. So,
Yeah, That's good, man. And that's hard work, especially for when you're by yourself.
Yeah, well, he's got some nice equipment too. Don't get me wrong. He's got a track steer, big John Deere track steer, and then it's got a big saw blade on the front of it. It's about an inch thick, and the teeth on it are about 1.5 inches thick. So
he ain't getting out and actually cutting it with a chainsaw.
No.
Okay, yeah.
But in all fairness, for what we pay him an hour to operate that machine, you couldn't get 3 guys out there cutting for the amount of property that he can clean with that machine. So, and it's got a quick attachment on the front of it, so he can take the saw blade off, and he can put a 6-foot brush hog on the front of it.
Yeah.
He can set the brush hog down and cut trees, and then he can put the brush hog on and clean all the brush up. So he's just fascinating to watch him work. His whole family have all been heavy equipment operators, and he's just really almost like watching an artist running those machines.
Oh, wow.
So
do they clear the stumps out when they're done?
Yep, that saw blade actually turns 90 degrees, so it turns into a stump grinder.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
And it's got a ram on the front of it where it'll hold the tree away from the machine as you're cutting it. So you can put pressure up against the tree trunk while you're sawing on it to keep it from falling back on the skid steer.
Yeah. I bet you that thing's fun to operate.
Yeah, I don't even have any desire to buy any equipment like that. I just call the pros and let them do it.
I mean, skid steers are fun and everything, but man, when they break down, they are expensive to repair.
Yeah, well, that thing's the size of a Prius.
Yeah.
So, normal skid steers that you see aren't like this thing. This thing's like the Godzilla of skid steers.
Yeah.
The tracks on it are 3.5 foot off the ground. So.
Oh, is that why you're clearing off the land to build a new house?
Yep. That's
awesome.
The plan. Build it on the hillside back in the sticks.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Less people and more nature.
Yeah. That's kind of the reason I hope to be eventually in the next couple of years to go back to Kentucky, to be back away from. I don't like a lot of people around me all the time.
I like people. I just like to know the people that I'm around.
Yeah. Like, I went up there and we grabbed my little trailer to go get some tree stumps earlier that there wasn't none. Someone, and you could tell it was cut, perfectly cut off the piggy tail on my trailer lights.
Yeah, I don't like people like that around me.
Nope. My uncle has plans. He wants land, but he wants some land with a few trees on it, which it's easy to find back up in Kentucky. And he wants to get a sawmill.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to that buddy of mine about today, is ultimately trying to find a backhoe and then getting like one of those Harbor Freight sawmills.
Yeah, and they're not that super expensive either.
Hey, Ed. Long time, brother. Hope everything's good. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Ed. I didn't even see him in the comments. Okay, I see him now. I have no desire to come to New York, Boneyard. It's too cold up there.
Hey, Patch. How you doing?
I guess I need to go over to the YouTube side. I can't go on the YouTube side right now. Hi, Patch.
You gotta pop the chat out, Brandon. YouTube chat, you gotta pop it out.
Well, it ain't that. It's my computer's freezing here a lot lately. I think it's an old computer, and I had a better one that I need to build up.
You can get you a heat lamp on it, warm it up.
Yeah. It does seem like it went slower since it's got cold outside. And I'm hardwired into the internet. I got a Cat 5 that runs all the way to the house.
Hey, if we get a chance, we're gonna get some chunks of trees cut so you can turn them. I got to see when my buddy gets back from up around Washington State if I can get him to cut me some chunks off of some of them trees that are down. We got some pretty decent sized cedar trees and walnut, and make some pretty nice bowls.
See, that's the stuff Horse should be making videos on when he turns that stuff.
Yeah, he should. He's pretty handy with them tools.
Yep. He's very talented, and people would love to see that.
I'm still not allowed to touch that bowl. My wife said to keep my greasy paws off it.
She's afraid she's gonna come home one day and you're gonna be eating out of it.
I think what she's worried about is I'm going to be putting screws or pocket change in it.
Probably. All my pocket change goes on the top of my toolbox. The very top where the leg comes up. All my change gets stowed on top in there.
If I did that, I'd be in trouble. I wouldn't be able to find any tools.
Well, I don't keep many tools up in that part, other than a few little tools. But when I clean it out, I find about $20 in change. So
I'd have to figure out which toolbox I put the change in too.
Yeah,
I got a couple of them.
But I hide my money. Probably shouldn't say this on a live stream. I usually hide my money in the Bible. I figured that would be the last place a thief would look.
Actually, I'd probably steal the Bible to see if I can sell it.
Probably. And I've had that Bible since I was probably 6 years old.
What you need to do is get an old utility bill and hide it in the utility bill because they won't take bills.
Yeah. I don't keep much in banks anymore because every time I get a bank account, eventually the bank screws me over somehow.
Yeah, the problem with banks is you got to have enough money in there to keep them happy.
Yep.
Most of them want you to have a minimum of $100,000 or $1,000, just depending on what kind of an account it is.
Yep. Well, usually, Ed, I don't either. It's spent before I got it. Like this time, I made $100 off that zero turn sale. By the time I bought my mom's gift, paid Dana for the stickers and getting propane tomorrow, I got $0 left. But at least I don't have that big horse to feed no more, so I don't have that. Takes a lot of stress away from me.
Yeah, but you're not a slouch, Brandon, so it won't take you long to have some more jobs you're working.
Yeah, it just sucks. This is a hard time of year. It's always hard. Till about after refund time where everybody starts getting their money, and that's when everybody starts spending money again, so.
Chris, that's the reason I went to tool carts. I got tired of dealing with toolboxes that were overflowing and not having tools where I needed to use them.
I started bringing some of my tools into the studio because I'm running out of room in that shed.
Yeah, that's why I like those tool carts so much.
Yeah, I'm going to put a tool cart in here eventually, probably this spring.
I have probably about 4 or 5 of those roller cart tool carts. So
I just can't figure what color I'm going to buy yet. For some reason, I want blue.
Damn thing down, put it on the ground of his cage, and He's sharpening his beak with it. He didn't like it hung up. Oh, shit.
Our birds are being a little wild ones tonight.
Yeah, here. Hey, it could be worse. You should try having macaws when they start when they're moody.
Yeah. Boneyard, I think Brandon would do a heck of a job. If he had the opportunity to do some stuff, he'd probably knock it out pretty quick.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about you, Georgie.
Yeah, I'd knock it out pretty quick, Boneyard. I'm so bored right now. Reason I work so much and do all these different things is I have high anxiety. If I'm not working, I start having panic attacks. I got to keep moving and working and doing something, or my anxiety level will get to me. And
Don't we know?
I end
Yeah.
up,
And Horace evidently hasn't ever seen the wife's rug beater. Otherwise, he wouldn't say that I could touch that bowl.
I guess it's just gonna have to make you one, your own personal bow.
Yeah, the budgies are having fun. They're always playing them with something. And Kathy's been buying them toys and stuff, so they've got all kinds of jungle gyms to play on and whatnot. They pretty much rule the living room.
To a certain extent. They know where they belong.
See if I can get over to the YouTube side now and you get the pop out chat. I think I messed up that mail call video. Every time I rewatch it, it looks choppy, and my volume ain't with my so I should have used my GoPro instead of OBS and my webcam.
Yeah, I don't like OBS. It takes up too many computer resources.
Yeah, it slows the computer down a lot. I used it for the intro today because I could use a virtual webcam.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could probably find something else that has a virtual webcam or something like that.
I think that you're supposed to be able to play an intro on a live stream on the YouTube side, but I don't know how all that works. I really haven't messed with all that.
I guess I won't know until I get 1,000. I guess I better get to 1,000.
Hey, Robert, I'd send you a chunk of edge, but I don't know that you want to put that in the lathe. This stuff's pretty gnarly, and it's pretty hard on tools. We've got some massive hedge trees. And we have a ton of black walnut and a couple oak trees that are pretty massive, too. I think I've got a big old oak branch laying in the barnyard, actually. It's probably about 14 inches in diameter. I'll take a saw to that and cut a piece out of that.
All right, now I got the pop out chat. There we go.
Yeah, Ed, we got Brandon a copy of that editing software, so he's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
have to
part of the
do
intro
some
video.
sometime soon, showing us how to do that.
Been playing around with it some, trying to master it.
There's a lot of buttons in that editing software.
Yeah.
Stacy's better at it than I am. I just don't have the patience to sit down and use it.
I really think Go-Kart got it down pat.
Nate's
Yeah.
pretty good with that software. He's got a lot more patience than I do, though. I need to load it on the wife's laptop and let her play with it.
No, I got enough shit to do with it.
I keep telling Nate that everybody misses his live streams. He needs to come back.
I think that he's just been busy. He's got so many projects. His garage is overflowing. So until he gets some of those done, I think he's just going to put his head down and keep grinding away at them.
I got a lot of projects, but there's nothing I can do until springtime when I start making money.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of his stuff's already got stuff on it. It's just a matter of taking it apart and cleaning it up and putting it back together.
Yeah.
Not really a whole lot of parts involved. Hey, Doc. How you doing?
That's what I was about to say. Hi, Doc. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't always get projects with all those extra parts or with all those parts. I gotta go hunt for them.
Hey, Brandon,
Yeah?
with that editing software, like today, I loaded a video.
Mhm.
Yeah, she loaded a video and she forgot to turn the rotation on her phone, so she was holding her phone straight up and down, and the video came on to YouTube sideways.
I haven't tried turning the video around yet on this. I'm sure there might be a way.
Yeah, I'm sure there is a way too, but like I said, I don't have enough patience to sit down and mess with it.
I thought I could just go into the studio, the YouTube studio, and turn it.
It's not that simple with the
Yeah.
video.
They don't
You
make
probably have to download it from YouTube and put it back into the movie maker on Windows and turn it in there.
No. I don't know.
If you go into the menu on Windows 10, Brandon, they have the movie maker in there. You scroll down in
Their new version. Yeah, I saw that.
And Kathy's used it to do videos with. She's actually made picture videos where she's spliced pictures together into a video with it.
Right.
So
Like our
Christmas
live
video.
and our live stream lineups.
Yeah.
I wish I could get the light. I wish Vega would do webcam recording like the Windows Movie Maker used to do. So when I do mail call videos.
It will. You can record in, I believe, right into Vegas.
I tried. I can't figure it out. That's why I've been using OBS, and that's what messed up my last mail call video.
We can always turn your webcam on and have it record and then put the video into the movie studio. Well, I know that you can add several different video feeds into it.
I guess I'm just going to play around with it some more.
Right.
Ed says that you can do that.
Let's see. Let's go back to. Do I got Vega open already? No. Because something about OBS and Streamlabs desktop app, I cannot use when doing just a single person live stream anymore. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's something YouTube's done anymore. Because when I first started out, if y'all remember, I used to do the green screen, which I used OBS for. Now I can't do any of that.
That's weird.
I think that's because OBS wants to trigger everything into YouTube on its own direct.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man, it was right there the whole time. Capture video.
Yeah. I'm glad
See?
we're talking about it.
Brandon, you're already 3 steps ahead of me.
Good job.
It was right in the plain view. That's
Awesome.
I feel stupid after that.
Hey, why feel stupid? You learn something every day. You just
Yep.
learn something.
I don't think I can. I don't know if I should try redoing that mail call video and re-uploading it because it's so choppy. It's really messed up. All right, put one
to just do it again.
Yeah, I think I just go ahead and do it again. Now that I know.
Right.
The wife's about 20% done with her Christmas stuff, so she's doing pretty good.
I can't. I won't be finished with mine until tomorrow, which I'm going to do a lot of hooks, which some of those are going to Kathy. And then I got some arrowheads that I got to do, and
I'm not in no rush for those, so.
it's fine. Well, I got the propane and the rebarb. I might as well make them.
All right. How many of those are you doing?
I don't know. Until I run out of rebarb, probably.
Right.
I like rebarb because I can get it for free most of the time. I find it in places.
There was somebody looking for rebar that we know here recently, so I'll have to remember who that is. Somebody was looking for some pieces of rebar and couldn't get a hold of any.
Well, the thing is with rebarb, what I also like about rebarb is if you go buy it new, it's actually pretty cheap still, too.
Yeah, well, most places won't sell you part of the stick, though.
Yeah. See, I don't mind buying full sheets of stick. I got a chop saw, and I just chop it up.
Yeah.
I wish I had a bandsaw, though. Y'all got me almost wanting a bandsaw. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but
It's another advantage to Ryobi. They've got a portable bandsaw now in that lineup.
yeah.
And it's pretty affordable. I think it's about $150.
I want I want one of the little portable ones so I can build the table. I've seen pictures of people building the table, and I would use that to cut out my my arrowheads and stuff until I get a plasma. I need a plasma cutter. That's what I'm really gonna buy.
Hey, Willie. Actually, Brandon will probably do you some justice if you're using 1/8-inch steel or less. Just get you a cutoff wheel and put it in a grinder.
That's what I've been cutting with. It just takes forever.
Yeah.
I spend like 20, 30 minutes on each arrowhead length. See if I got that.
You had to watch those yard sales and stuff and see if you can get you a wood bandsaw and just put your metal blade in it.
I got this little bitty wood bandsaw right here.
You have to put a metal blade in it and rock and roll.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't want to run any regular straight air out of an air compressor into a plasma cutter. You'll have all kinds of problems inside of those things, corroding and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, ain't you supposed to have a dryer going to them? Some of them has the built-in dryers, but not all of them. Some of them have built-in air compressors.
Yeah, well, that Hypertherm unit does. One of them, anyway.
Pricey.
Yeah, to say the least.
I wouldn't mind trying. I've seen good reviews, and until I can get afford a better one, I wouldn't mind trying one of those cheap Chinese ones off of Amazon.
Well, even the Harbor Freight ones, people claim will work pretty good if you're not using them constantly.
Yeah, well, they have cheap Amazon ones are even cheaper than the Harbor Freight ones.
They just have a short duty cycle, which, you know, if you're not using it nonstop all day, every day,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't affect most people.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making stuff. My grandma came up with the idea because me and her used to go to farmers markets and sell stuff, and she always sold her quilts and stuff, making some of my metal art and stuff and selling at these makers marks and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then
I would get that wood bandsaw out, Brandon, and go buy a metal
Yeah.
buy a metal blade for it. And, as long as you're not stressing that thing out and trying to do a lot at one time, it should be fine.
Yeah.
But you're going to want to have to open that thing up and clean all the wood out of it, because otherwise you might end up with a fire in it.
Yeah, it ain't got no wood in it right now. It's got what looks to be drywall that I gotta clean out of it.
Ooh, I don't think I'd run drywall through a bandsaw.
Obviously someone did. That's probably why it's missing a blade and belt. The motor runs. Okay, Kathy.
The Thermodynamics makes some pretty good stuff too, Ed.
I saw one at a pawn shop today for $669.
Our oldest just got a Lincoln arc welder today for $100.
Yeah.
Wow.
$225.
Yeah, his wife bought it for him for Christmas. That's his Christmas present.
I told him for just general welding, that's probably the best thing to have anyway, the stick welder.
I thought Ray would be in here telling us all about his deal that he got this week.
You never know what Ray's going to come up with.
Who?
He got a welder, an engine-driven welder, 4-cylinder at auction. They said the engine was locked up, and it was just a fan stuck. He got it home, got that fan unstuck, and it started up and ran. I kicked myself for not bidding on that thing.
So do it. Do a live stream, horse. Get out there to the shop and show your goodies off.
Yeah, it's about time we see you in the shop, horse.
Exactly. Even if you're sweeping the floor, you can sit there and chit chat.
Hey, I do that sometimes. I be sweeping the floor in the shop on a live stream.
All right. The rest of them do.
I think if Brandon and his family are going to stay in that house for very long, you're probably going to see Brandon up on a ladder patching that barn roof.
I don't know anymore. I just want to get the heck out of here. I want to get back north. There's more places like this to rent up there than here in in this part of Texas. And I just think it's just time. And the cost of living is getting higher and higher, and we're barely getting through anymore.
Yeah, I think you guys would be happier if you get somewhere in northern Oklahoma anyway.
Yeah.
The cost of living there is pretty cheap. And there's a ton of property between what I would say Oklahoma City and Ponca City on the west side of I-35 there. They're having all kinds of property sales all the time up there in that area. They've had property up there sell for less than $800 an acre.
I think what's going on with Texas is all those people is moving in here from California, and they're just raising up the prices. Yeah. I know Illinois ain't cheap.
There are people leaving California by the masses.
Yep. And they're all seem to be wanting to come to Texas.
Well, they're all leaving California because they can't put up with the politics.
And the high cost of living, but the problem is wherever they move, they're raising up the high cost of living, so...
Well, they don't have any more room in the big urban areas in California. That's why the property's so expensive.
I could take you out anywhere here in Central Texas, out in the country, and you'll see nothing but subdivisions now.
The reason they have so many homeless people in California is because they keep putting up with it.
They got their share down in Austin here in Texas, too.
A lot of that is related to the opioid epidemic and all that. And people have gotten so far upside down and trying to self-medicate themselves that
Yeah. We're starting to see our share here. We're starting to see tent cities here in Killeen everywhere. I'm in Killeen, Texas, right outside of Fort Hood, right in Central Texas. Probably the heart of Central Texas, really, because I'm halfway between Waco and Austin. I love Texas. I just don't like this part of Texas. You go outside of this part of Texas, great places, beautiful country land. Yeah, Kill City. But this part of Texas, it's getting worse every year.
Well, the more population you have, the worse things are.
A lot of people blame Katrina because they brought in a lot of those people from Katrina and they never left.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boneyard, I have a feeling it's probably like here. If you owned your property back early on, you're probably okay, but I don't think I've ever been through Amarillo. I might have. I've been to Oklahoma once there on one of the Indian reservations to pick up a Connex box with my dad in the middle of a blizzard.
You know, we've got 400 acres in central Oklahoma.
I forgot the name of this town, but it was pretty much an Indian reservation. It looked like a big old trailer park, really.
Yeah. How you doing, Julie?
Hi, Toolbox. Talking about that, Toolbox, I haven't seen Robert Waters today. I figured I would see him over in Jay Young's stream, especially when he was talking about onion tits. That's like Robert Waters' like main thing. That's his. He can't live that down. Jason can't live that down because of that. All I know is there wasn't nothing there but a gas station and a bunch of trailers. And that Connex box was supposed to be empty. My dad put it on a 26-foot wrecker. It was loaded, and when he was coming off the hill, it about caused the tow truck to flip.
That ain't no good.
Yep, and he was praying the whole time we was on our way back here that he wasn't going to get stopped by DOT because it wasn't supposed to have all that weight in the back of that on a tow truck.
Yeah. Hurry back, Ed.
There's a lot of good suburbs outside of Dallas. I know a lot of people that lives outside the suburbs of Dallas. A lot of country farmland outside in the suburbs of Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is way too populated for my taste.
Yeah, but the suburbs, kind of like there's a lot of good, from what I understand, there's a lot of good suburbs outside of Houston, farmland. Like over there where Stacy lives.
I have a cousin that lives in the Dallas area, and we went to her wedding, and we were at the hotel, and there was a repeat offender that passed out in his Suburban, and he was acting all weird and stuff, so we called the police, and he had women working in the hotel, and they took him downtown, and they pulled out all kinds of stuff out of that Suburban. All
Wow.
kinds of stuff. It was just wild.
Yeah, I've only been to Dallas one time other than going through Dallas to get out of Texas. There is used to be, I don't know if it's still there, used to be a Host shopping center, and it was just cheap imported goods that you could get. And we went up there and bought some mini bikes for like real cheap.
Yeah, they got areas in Dallas where the parking lots are bigger than some of the cities we have here in Kansas.
Yeah. I've been to but I go to Fort Worth every year for the that swap meet.
Great.
Most of the stuff I can't afford there, but it's fun to look anyway.
Yeah. Well, Oklahoma City's getting to be about as bad as Dallas.
Yeah, I bet. And talking about Oklahoma City, I think that town wasn't too far off Oklahoma City that we went to.
We have Hunter, Oklahoma is where we have our farm ground at. It's a little bitty spot on the map. There probably ain't more than 50 houses in that town. They got a grain elevator and a gas station, and that's about it. The rest of it's houses.
Willie, I know some guys that a guy I grew up with that lives in a camper in Florida, and in the wintertime, the camper lot rent goes up in Florida because of all the winter birds.
Yep.
He pays as much for a lot as some people pays for their houses. I think he pays like $1,100 a month for a lot just to park that camper.
I don't doubt that one bit.
I kind of want to go to Florida one of these days to that one tractor show, big tractor show there. I would like to eventually get to Florida to see that tractor show. That and Evansville to that garden tractor show. A lot of the people I know was going to that garden tractor show, and I still haven't been. Probably because it's 6 hours just to get out of the state of Texas. And then you got probably 6 or 7 more hours, or maybe even more, to get to Evansville. So
We have a pretty big tractor show here, but every year I never make it there because I've always got stuff going on. You know, they have it the second week of September on a weekend, and usually there's stuff going on out at the farm, and I never get a chance to go to it.
also, there's that big steam show, I think, in Oklahoma somewhere. Later, Boneyard.
Merry Christmas, Boneyard.
Yep, take care, Boneyard. Merry Christmas, brother.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Boneyard. I keep forgetting to tell people that. It don't feel much like Christmas this year for some reason.
That's what I said.
It's just been a crazy year.
Yeah, everybody's in a funk or something. I usually like watching Christmas movies, and this year I just can't even stand watching Christmas movies. I just can't get into it. Yeah, I don't know how far Nate is from the Florida Flywheelers horse. I think he's a couple hours away.
Nate's in Vero Beach, Florida.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I think the Flywheelers actually happens in a big city. I think it happens close to Orlando.
Yeah, A-Bomb 79 and Stephen Cox and Justin Laguna were there last year, I think, or this year, weren't they?
Something like that.
Trying to look it up where it is. Fort Meade. Or I'm probably saying that wrong, but I think it's like in the middle of Florida, and Nate's actually right on the eastern coast of Florida.
Yeah, but it isn't too far to the west coast from the east side.
Yeah. I think I looked it up one time when I decided I wanted to go. just so if I ever get to go, so I can see Nate too. Yeah, it looks like it's probably about a couple hours south of Orlando, and a couple hours from Nate.
Yeah, but you'll have to wrap it.
Right. With what? Like this?
Once you're going to
Round
send a
table.
priority meal,
Well, which way's cheaper?
usually first class.
So, let's get a different box.
It don't even matter anymore because most of the time everything gets there on the same time anymore. I found.
Well, that's when we just started shipping everything first class instead of priority because priority is about $10 more than first class is.
I got where I don't ship anything flat rate box unless it's super heavy because I've found that it's more expensive.
Yep.
Trying to find where my uncle went last year to a business conference, and he said it was the rudest place. It was on the west coast of Florida, and he said it was the rudest. The whole town, everybody was so rude there.
Probably Tampa.
Yeah, I think it was outside of Tampa.
One of our other communities that we spend a lot of time in.
I think it was St. Peter's.
One of the guys is from that area outside of Tampa, and he said he doesn't ever go into Tampa, but they do a lot of stuff in the city that he's in.
My uncle works for Acer, and he's been traveling all over. They have him traveling all over the United States. He teaches the teachers how to use the Chromebooks that they provide to the students anymore.
It wouldn't be a bad job.
Yeah, he likes traveling. He traveled for a long time. He was a military contractor, communications for like companies like Lockheed Martin and stuff like that. Then he quit there because his daughter was growing up. He was gone most of the time, but now he gets to get back in a job where he's traveling more. They got this new Chromebook that is water resistant. He was showing me water resistant. It has these things around the keyboards, so if you pour a drink into it, it goes out the bottom. It has this plate that catches it, so instead of falling on electronics, it shoots it out the bottom.
Yeah, if you're not responsible enough to keep from spilling your drink into a computer, you probably shouldn't have a computer to begin with.
Well, I think they was pointing it as the clientele as teacher or students at schools.
Yeah, I'm really not in favor of kids learning on computers. I think they ought to learn how to read and they ought to use textbooks and encyclopedias and stuff instead of using computers. I think that it is making it a lot less of an education for our kids, and it's really doing more damage than it is good because if they're not around a computer, they don't know how to look anything up.
Yeah, it's going to soon be public schools. It's going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be everything's going to be online. I already know a lot of people that puts their kids on online schooling anyway, and that's because a lot of the public schools are starting to. There's some good teachers, but there's some bad teachers, and there's a lot of public schools failing the students. They're seeing them as money and not anything else.
The teachers aren't allowed to teach anymore. They're just babysitters.
To each other and don't communicate, but we'll text back and forth to each other. I mean, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of kids that won't even talk to each other. They just text each other even though they're sitting right next to each other.
Yeah. You know, I didn't have a cell phone until about a year ago.
I wish I didn't have one, to be honest with you, and I've got 3 of them laying here.
Well, this is how I got one. I had all my shop calls linked to my mom's phone, and I would have her answer all my shop calls, and she got tired of that. So they eventually made me get a cell phone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, mine is always active. Something going on somewhere, notification or a ding or something.
Yeah, now it says I spend 5 hours a day on my phone. I don't know how, but it says I am.
I wouldn't want an hour meter on my phone.
For some reason, iPhone has the need to tell you how much time you spent on your phone.
If I had an iPhone, it would tell me to shut it off. It's too busy.
That's right, Ronald. And you know what? They told my sister, one teacher told my sister, my niece had to go to summer school because she failed one of the STAR tests. And she said she don't understand the STAR test because there's a lot of smart kids that pass all their other schoolwork, but when they make them do that STAR test, they always fail it.
That's because they don't teach kids how to take a test. There used to be something that they used to do. They used to teach you how to take a test. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they used to spend like an hour or a month before the STAR test teaching us how to take the STAR test.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that multiple choice questions, the answer has to fit in the question as a reasonable. I mean, it has to have some kind of punctuation and fluidness to the question.
Yeah.
You can rule out a lot of answers just because it doesn't fit in the sentence.
And I think these STAR tests and these tests that these states make the schools give kind of tells them how much funding the school is going to get if they have so many students pass the test. Me too, Ronald. I can't do anything without music anymore.
I used to be that way, and I've kind of gotten away from that.
I don't do it that often because I do a lot of live streaming when I'm working, but when I'm not live streaming, I listen to a lot of music.
The issue I have is when I start playing music, my phone starts going off. So I just gotten to the point where I don't even turn any music on. Every time I turn around, I got to stop and deal with my phone.
Yeah, usually they get me when I'm on something that I can't let my hands off of it. That's when everybody wants to start calling me.
I told Stacy I was going to put my phone in his truck before he left last time. He said, no. I'll turn that truck right around and come back to your house and drop that thing off.
And I don't listen to much modern music. I like rock and country from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s. After the 90s, I don't listen to much music.
We have one of the antique things in our living room is called a radio.
Well, I got a radio in the shop too, but it's just YouTube. You can listen to the music you want to watch instead of having to listen to a million ads first. You still have ads, but you don't have to listen to a million ads. There's more ads than music these days. I always say music, when you're welding or something, like if you have like a shaky hand or something welding, if you hum or sing or whistle while you weld, it kind of helps.
Just the whole atmosphere, having your mind occupied sometimes.
Yep.
Having that distraction in the background. I have a Bluetooth receiver in the barn and a couple of loudspeakers hung up on the inside of the barn. I can Bluetooth my phone to the stereo and play music off my phone or even off my laptop. I've got Bluetooth built in my laptop.
Okay, horse. It's just because you were supposed to get on here today wearing an afro, but that's okay,
All
horse.
right, no way, Robert. We'll have to catch you tomorrow.
I'll be live streaming tomorrow too once I get some propane because I gotta do some do some Christmas projects.
We're going to see if Horse knows how to run a grinder, because if he's going to weld, he needs to clean the metal before he welds.
Hey, grinder and paint makes you the welder you ain't.
Yep.
But I did a lot of grinding on this yesterday. But that's because I did some boogery welds because I had my welder hooked to the shop power instead of my generator. I usually run off the generator. So it don't put a very good weld, but I just needed to tack this up anyway. I didn't need to do no serious welds on it, just some tacks. So just grind it all off, make it look smooth.
That's half of welding is grinding.
Yep. I do go through my share of flat disc.
You know, I have a bunch of flat discs, but I don't think I've ever worn one out.
Cheap ones. That is one thing at Harbor Freight I go through quick. If I buy a Harbor Freight flat disc, I go through it in probably a couple hours.
I've got several Warrior ones. They were pretty good.
I'm going to try that Benchmark. They keep doing this thing where you can get your first 10 for free with the coupon code. You just have to pay the shipping of $10.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Yeah, it's Benchmark Abrasive. If you think about it, 10 flat disc for $10, that's $1 flat disc. That's cheap.
Yeah, I don't think I paid a whole lot more than about $10 for the stack of discs that I got from Harbor Freight, and there was a mixture of cut-off wheels, flat disc, and regular grinding stones. I want to say it was a stack of 10, and it had several of each flavor in there. I really like the cutoff wheels, a 10-pack for $4.99.
Yeah, I use a lot of their cutoff wheels. I've yet to have one explode, so I don't know what people talk about because I've yet to have one explode on me.
I think what happens is they get the cutoff wheel hot, and they'll set the grinder down on the face of that cutoff wheel, and it gets a crack in it.
Well, see, a lot of people, first thing they do when they take their guard off, and then they push it in too far because that guard ain't stopping them.
Yeah. Well, you got to let the cutoff wheel do its job. You can't force it.
Anyway, Ronald, what I do a lot of grinding on when I weld is if I'm making like a piece of furniture or something, I grind the seam flat so you can't see that it's welded. It just looks like one piece of steel, like on this shelf I have back here.
Yeah, I like to make it so that the welds are invisible when I'm welding and grind the welds flat. Also, you can tell if you got a stress crack in the weld too.
Yeah.
You got good penetration.
One of these days, I'll get a TIG welder and learn how to TIG weld and do some of that pretty stuff. But I need a bigger shop first where I can actually weld inside.
You gonna stack some dimes, are you?
Yeah.
I could probably, throw a pile of messed up nickels.
That's probably all I can do. Hi, Mudster.
What are you doing, buddy? Long time no see. Merry Christmas.
Also, another thing I do that some people don't do on the cutoff wheels is I don't wait until they're this small to throw them away. They tend to when they get that small.
When they get down to about 2 inches, I'm putting a new one on.
Yeah, because once they get so far, that's when you are in danger of exploding them. I can place some pretty welds when I got my machine. Sorry, guys. When I got my machine set up and on the right electric, like when I run off the generator, I can put some pretty welds. Doc, I can't weld because I don't. Well, I can weld, but I can't weld because I don't got a whole lot of room in my shed. And I run it off the generator. My generator's outside. It's probably a 10 by 12. I got a lot of stuff in that 10 by 12 shed.
I'll trade you all that stuff in a 10 by 12 and you take all the stuff out of my 40 by 60.
You know, I got all that stuff in the barn. And I would like the barn back, but the electric in that barn is so bad that I had to cut it off because last time I went up there, it was smoking, and I accidentally brushed up against the wall and got electrocuted.
That ain't no good.
Nope. Everybody does, Ed. It's just so great for you when you're welding galvanized. It just makes you feel good. Probably should do like a disclaimer right now. Do not weld galvanized in a closed up area.
The old Ford's not going anywhere, buddy. That one's not leaving my eyesight.
But you know what? I guess I've been lucky, and I mostly do it outside anyway. And I've welded galvanized a few times, but I've never got sick. But it's always been stuff like the metal art, and it's just been like tack welds, so it ain't been full-on welds.
I get in trouble because I don't ever sell any trucks. I just buy more. The wife kind of looks at me and says, really?
He's like Ray. Ray will never sell anything.
I've got a truck for every day of the week.
What's good, Ed, is you're supposed to take your mask off when you're welding galvanized and just take deep breaths. Breathe it all in. Fill your lungs full of it.
You know, I like better than that is having a cigarette while I'm cleaning parts in the gasoline pan.
There's a guy selling a zero turn not too long ago, and he was cleaning the carburetor on it, and he caught fire because he had a cigarette in his mouth while he was cleaning the carburetor.
I had a buddy of mine about flip out of his skin one time because I was smoking while I was using gas to clean some parts in one of those little oil pans. And I took that cigarette and dropped it right in the gas. He thought he was going to blow up. I said, liquid gas doesn't burn. It's a fume.
That's right, Ed. You do got to leave your hood on so it moves the smoke in there and closer to your face. I got it. Maybe when we're all rich, Ed, we can afford one of those fancy ventilation machines that just sucks the fumes up.
We're all rich. We're going to hang out with Ed. I'm telling you, we're having a good time with Ed.
These boards are too big.
We'll go eat some barbecue with Ed.
Yeah. See, no matter what I weld, if I weld all day, I'll still end up at the end of the day with a sinus headache. No matter what I do.
Seafood. Either one would be good with Ed.
These boards are too big.
And then we can take over his pool.
We're gonna see a live stream one time, and Ed's gonna be in his pool live streaming. He's probably gonna be floating around on a donut, live streaming, eating barbecue.
We can all go up there and we can make a video on how not to change a pool cover.
Get him, Ed. Damn, they refix that and you tore it apart again. What is his deal?
He don't want it up there. Leave him alone.
Oh, I moved it.
It's his. He's going to tell you where he wants to put it.
Tell
I've welded my share next to gas tanks on mowers, and every time it's scary. I try to put something next to the gas tank to keep the sparks from flying up on them.
As long as that gas tank's full, you won't have any problems.
It always makes me nervous.
Why are you acting like that? Go on. Go on. Behave.
Wife's fighting with Georgie because he wants to have his cuddle bone on the bottom of his cage. She keeps trying to hang it up, and he keeps knocking it down so he can chew on it.
I put it on the door where they walk out. Well, yeah, I did it from there too.
That's true, Ronald. We have more now than we did when I was younger. I think we're more miserable now than we was when I was younger. We had my dad worked at a junkyard making minimum wage. We didn't have nothing. We had a single wide trailer up on a hill. Nothing fancy. Didn't get to go out too much, but we had more fun than we do now having all this stuff I have now.
Look at David Allen Coe.
Yeah. You know, my uncle worked on his bus one time. My uncle was working at a mechanic shop there in Cincinnati, some kind of big diesel shop in Cincinnati, and he brought in his bus to be fixed. So my uncle fixed David Allen Coe's bus one time.
Yeah, I bet he got a contact eye off of it.
David Allen Coe actually was there. My uncle's got pictures of him. He was there when they fixed the bus. I think he was going on to a concert and the bus was having some issues, so they stopped in there.
Yeah, he made a couple of them mid.
The bus driver told my uncle, the bus driver is David Allen Coe's friend, and he said David Allen Coe's the most grumpy young man.
Probably is when he's sober.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew a woman from Alabama, and if she didn't have her pot, she was the meanest woman you ever met. If she didn't have her pot. When she had her pot,
Probably kept her on a level.
Yeah. This woman was crazy. She shot her ex-husband between the legs as he was trying to get away from her. And he was crawling through the sliding glass window of his truck trying to get away from her, and she shot him between the legs with a shotgun.
That's love right there.
Yeah. It don't get more white trash than that.
Why didn't he just open the door? That's what I want.
I don't know. They're from Alabama. I bet you're not, Ed.
Take Ed's coffee away. Them fighting words right there.
Nobody likes a grumpy Santa Claus, Ed.
Nobody likes a grumpy polar bear.
Oh, wait, Ed's the backup Santa Claus.
So what's the moral of the story? Did the guy lose his balls or what?
I don't even know what ever happened. I don't even know if she went to jail for it, to be honest. I think she was lying, and she didn't go to jail for it.
I don't know if he'll be able to do that, Ronald. I think that'll probably put Willie in the ground. Him and Merle did that song. It's all going to pot.
Hey, I don't care if people do it. I mean, there's probably worse things to do. I just don't do it. It's just not my thing.
That stuff just gives me a headache, so I don't mess with it.
The smell of it on someone else gives me a headache. I don't know what. I don't know why you want to go around smelling like smoke. Probably Ed. Probably if for some reason I wanted to do pot, which I don't ever in a million years imagine why I would ever want to do pot. Edibles would probably be the only way I could do it.
Yeah, I just don't do those e-cigarettes with the pot stuff in it.
I just couldn't imagine why I want to do it. I have anxiety about medicines I take, so I'm supposed to be on like some super strong muscle relaxer for my shoulders. I won't take this stuff. They give it to me and I won't take it. Beef
Life's getting funny now.
Yep, Ronald. And you know how that is, Ronald. Once you lose your security clearance, once you piss hot, you're losing your security clearance. You're pretty much blacklisted. You know what, Doc? That would probably be the only reason I would probably ever want to try it, is if it would make me sleep. But you know what? I could drink a couple of beers. I'm not much of a drinker, and it puts me to sleep, so.
I drink a couple of drinks, and it just makes me goofy.
I'm just not a drinker.
If you think I'm fun now, give me about 3 or 4 mixed drinks, and you'll really think I'm fun.
I can do mixed drinks. I just can't do beers. It hurts my stomach too bad.
Yeah,
Like
beer
this part got my stomach hurting.
Unless that beer is ice cold, I really don't want anything to do with it.
This is ice cold because I got my mini fridge right here. I guess I can unplug it now since I don't have nothing in there. I probably won't get nothing in there for a while because I'm not much of a drinker.
Uh-oh, Ronald likes Captain. I'm a Jim Beam fan all day. But here recently, I've been doing what Brandon's doing right now and buy those Jack and Colas.
Yeah, these are actually really good tasting. They taste just like real cola. I've had a lot of hard soda, but these actually taste like cola.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're a little light for what I like to have a mix, but they're not bad.
Hey, I got mine for free. I took them out of my sister's refrigerator. They wasn't drinking them. I was like, can I have these? They was like, yeah. So I put them in my refrigerator.
I can't do tequila. It just doesn't agree with me at all.
Tequila makes my anxiety high. I can't do tequila. I can do vodka. I can do rum. I can do bourbon. I can do a small shot of moonshine. But I cannot do tequila.
Kathy likes those Bud Light Lime-A-Ritas.
There you go, the Bud Light. We were talking about that last week.
It was Bud Light, yeah.
Lime-A-Ritas.
Yeah.
I want to try that Cayman Jacks, though. I want to see what those taste like because client was talking all about them. Him and his wife really enjoys those. So I think I'm going to try some of those the next time I go buy something to drink for the refrigerator.
Tequila is not good. For some reason, tequila makes my gut rumble.
Yep.
And not in a nice way either.
I dropped my phone. Good thing it's an iPhone. Those darn iPhones, I'm not too big of a fan, but they do seem to be tough.
Yeah, Robert went to bed. He's being a light one tonight.
Yeah, it's because he didn't want to come up here with his afro and his sunglasses.
He's not feeling good.
I probably won't do a super long live stream tonight because I don't got heat in here and it's pretty darn cold. It's colder in the studio than it is outside.
That ain't no good.
Yeah. But we're on prepaid electric, so I don't want to use a whole lot of electric in here anyway.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Especially when my mom found out we used $40 in electric in 2 days.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a noble one.
I don't know what's going on here. Something about this house because we've had all the lights off and we still used $40 in 2 days. So I think there's something going on with electric in this house.
Could have a problem with the meter. Could have
Yep.
a loose leg in the meter.
Whatever it is, it's going to run us up in $500 a month on electric. So after we pay almost $1,200 in rent, $500 in electric, over $100 in water, $200 to Spectrum for the internet.
Good grief, Brandon.
Yeah. And we don't have much choice for internet here. Spectrum is the cheapest or is the best internet service in this area. We had Embark, but Embark what is it called now? I forgot what it's called now. Their box is outdated in this part of the town and they don't want to update it.
That's about double what we spend on all of our bills a month.
Yeah. That's what I said, high cost of living, and the groceries here are kind of expensive next to other places. In fact, sometimes it's cheaper for us to eat out than go to the grocery store. That's why I said the cost of living is high here. I don't know if they do it because they think the soldiers are making so much money, but these soldiers, they ain't making a whole lot. Some of these soldiers could have made more money flipping burgers at McDonald's than when they starting out in the military.
Yeah. Well, they don't pay a whole lot for those young soldiers, that's for sure. Not near enough. Not
Yeah.
being in active wartime anyway.
Doc, our water bill goes up like that if we put a lot of trash out on the curb.
Our water bill isn't high. Our sewer bill is high.
You know they make us pay a sewer bill and we got a septic tank. And the way they do that, it's penny to penny. For whatever penny you spend on trash or water, you're paying the same for sewer.
Yeah,
Well,
ours is 3-to-1. For every unit of water, we pay two more units worth in the sewer. So if it's $1 for 1 unit of water, we're paying $3 for sewer. And they classify a surcharge for stormwater drainage, which we don't have any. And then we've got a surcharge for them pumping water across the river because we live on the north side of town, and there's a river that runs through the middle.
Yeah, they just put a surcharge on ours for something like road maintenance. There's so many damn subdivisions. You go through most of these subdivisions, and there's a lot of later, Doc. There is a lot of houses that are empty for sale or rent. So why do they keep building new subdivisions? Oh, Merry Christmas, Doc. I keep forgetting to tell people that. I must be getting really bad that I keep forgetting to tell people that. And then I'm going to just do this live stream until 10 tonight. So I can go in to be warm. And then I'm going to sometime tomorrow, probably around lunchtime or after, I'm going to start foraging. And I'm going to do another live stream while foraging.
What's he forging?
Arrowheads and hooks. Arrowheads and hooks.
Oh, and bottle openers, if I can. 10 my time, Ed. 10 my time. I'm going to hurt my back tomorrow because I have to bend down because I got my piece of railroad track on the road because they didn't have no dang stumps. But at least they get to be able to forge something. Whatever, Ed. Whatever. Backup Santa. What was it? Riley Boy, Mick's son, asked if Ed was Santa Claus. It was the funniest thing ever. Because just before that, I was picking on him and calling him Backup Santa. What you're saying, Ed, is you're so big that you got gravity pull. By the way, guys, I don't know how many, it's only showing 5 people in the chat, but be sure to check out my website. We got a live chat there. And if you join the website, you can go to that live chat any time of the day. Oh, we also got a forum. And I got an online store, but I ain't added anything to it yet. Maybe I'll work on it this spring, adding stuff, some of the stuff I make I'll put on there. Hey Ronald, when the spring crops come in good, when my spring garden comes in good, I'm gonna try to do a get together barbecue. I'm gonna try to get Stacy over this way, maybe even Tim, and whoever else shows up.
Wow.
Somebody's being noisy over here.
I'm tired.
You don't realize that that's contagious.
What?
Oh man, my uncle's so mean. He told his wife she wanted to get her mom a cause her mom wears like moo-moos or whatever, and he told her that they would have to get her moo-moo from the Tarp store. I forgot what else he said. He says some of the awfulest things sometimes. I'm amazed she don't beat him up. Trying to think that one thing he said that one time. It's so funny. Oh wow, Ronald. Oh, it's joke night, huh? It was last weekend. It was start rumors. What did we start a rumor on? Something about client graphics and some other stuff. We just started rumors last week.
Always rumors.
Always rumors. We want to make sure that everybody hears it here first. Oh, probably should talk something small engines. That engine, that Briggs engine that I'm talking about restoring. Well, the compression is so good on it. I don't know if I want to tear it down and do restore it, rebuild it. I think I might just tear it apart and paint it, and that's it.
If you don't have to crack it open and it's running, then it's probably a good thing just to leave it alone.
Yeah, the compression's 70 psi, and that's good for an old engine like that.
And just clean the carburetor on it and make sure the intake and the exhaust gaskets are good and send it down the road. I might do a head job on it, change the heads, gaskets, and decarbonize it and stuff like that. But that's probably about it. I wouldn't even do that. I'd seafoam it.
Well, I always like to take them off and check the valves and the.
If your compression's that high, you might want to leave it alone.
Yeah, that's true.
You start messing around with them head gaskets, and then you're always messing with them.
You know, I'm usually pretty good on those. All my old, my small engines, I pull the heads on them every 5 years, like the manuals say. Decarbonize them, check for warp, flatness on them, and then put new gaskets on there. Sometimes put new head bolts on there, because sometimes those old head bolts, you go to torque them back down, they'll break. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just cheaper to replace bolts than it is to reuse them.
Yeah. Now, a lot of times you can get the grade. Yeah, but yours has to be high compression, Ed. What you're running has to be high compression. That's like running a diesel.
I see lacking.
Do what?
I said, why is the live stream slacking?
I don't know.
It might be on my end. This internet. I don't know if it's the rain or what. Maybe I should check the Cat 5 for a spot in it or something. You think we're going to lose internet totally? But here lately, it's been slow.
Might be just a lot of people on that leg of internet.
Well, you know what? My mom and sister are both in there playing World of Warcraft, so.
That could have something to do with it.
Yep. That's why we pay such a high internet bill for the fastest internet, which ain't even that fast. It really, to tell you the truth.
That wow will get you every time.
Yep. We don't have fiber optic here yet. There's rumors that Spectrum is going to put fiber optics through here this year.
We don't have it either. They have it out on the south side, but not on the north side.
Yeah, they won't upgrade our internet services over here. The only way we could get better internet is use a cable company, and I won't do business with them because they made me mad a long time ago.
Believe it or not, where my mom's from in Eastern Kentucky, they had fiber optic internet before we did, or before we even thought about getting it here. And I guess it's because it was like the last one to actually get cable to go through there.
I made the cable company come out and remove their hardware off my house. That's how mad they made me.
I haven't had too much issues with Spectrum, but DirecTV got me. They talked us into hooking up internet or cable with them, satellite with them.
Yeah.
They got me. They hooked up the internet. They took it off the next day, and the next thing I know, there was a $400 bill on my credit. It disappeared. I got them to take it off eventually. It disappeared off my credit.
Yeah, it wasn't fast though.
No. If I didn't qualify for it, why did you hook it up and then turn it off the next day saying you ain't qualified for it and then charge me $400?
You'd be surprised how many people would just pay it and go on.
Yeah.
And that's why they do it.
My uncle always say with credit, you got to pick and choose things, what you're going to pay on and what you ain't going to pay on. Because some stuff he said you could pay on it and it's still going to take years to go off your credit.
Yep.
My dad's got like $10,000 in medical bills, and he never goes to the doctor. But they refuse to take it off his credit. We've been fighting it. And I have no credit. I've just never bought anything with credit to have credit. It's a funny thing. You have to have credit to get credit.
You don't need it. And you don't want it.
The only thing I want it for is to eventually try to buy a property. Of course, if I ever go back up in the hills, I find that there's more people up there that would rather sell you a place on a land contract than go through a bank.
Even with that, most of the time it still goes through a bank or some kind of a title company.
Yeah. You know what makes me mad is I've had Spectrum for 6 years here on this property. They can put it on your credit against your credit if you don't pay it, but they won't put it on your credit that you do pay it. I think that's wrong. If a bill company can put it against your credit, then when you do pay it, then it should go on your credit.
Well, if you report it when you're applying for credit, then you got a record of it anyway. I think credit is just a way for people to put their thumb on you and hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah. You know, I always heard that medical bills wasn't supposed to hold you back on a house mortgage, but that $10,000 stopped my dad from getting that loan to buy that property, that VA loan to buy that property that we was looking at for $80,000.
I always think that when stuff like that happens, it's for a reason and it's for the best.
I'm starting to believe that it ain't meant for us to stay in Texas forever. Because nothing works out for us like that.
There's a lot of places in this country that are probably a lot cheaper than what you're spending a month now.
Like I say, I like Texas, but Central Texas, the cost of living is going up higher.
You could buy an acre of land in Oklahoma for what you guys are paying for rent right now.
Yep. Heck, if I own land, most of my family, we know what we do, and we could build our own house.
Give Kathy a hammer and let her start building ours. When she gets frustrated with it, then I'll just call somebody and tell them to finish it.
I know one guy on the tractor farm, he had a company come and build the shell of the house. And in the wintertime, he did the inside, the interior walls and stuff the way he wanted them. Kathy, I can send you one of these off the wall. If that's what you're talking about. The round ones? Yeah, I don't think I have any of the round ones. I got some of the super tiny ones. I don't even know what they're off of, but those in that hardware. They're only like this big. I don't get to do much woodworking because the price of wood in Texas is outrageous. And the quality of wood we got, because we mostly only got big box stores. And the big box stores' wood is crap.
Looky there.
That's because Ray takes a nap because he works all night. He works in the shop all night. He's a night owl.
How you doing, Ray?
We're talking about that. We was talking about that deal that you got.
He's probably gotten 2 more since then, Brandon. That's probably what you don't know.
Probably.
Ray's got all kinds of neat toys.
I really got to go out there and do a tour video so everybody can get the feel of the size of his collection.
I've seen it. He sent me pictures of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of what?
Ray's got the biggest tractor collection.
This guy in here right now?
The welder. Yeah. The welder, the $120 welder. I guess we could talk about your livestock scale, too. You bought a livestock scale. He's going to start raising cattle, or hope to, next year.
And cattle's expensive.
It's just beef cattle. Cattle's a little bit less work than some of the other livestock.
No, when you start adding vet bills and feed and all that stuff.
But I mean, like, hands-on, like, some of the livestock takes a lot of work. If you got enough grazing ground for cattle.
On today's episode of Tractor Orders.
Yeah. Oh, that should be the name of the episode. I still got to get. Hi, Roger. Roger has a great. Y'all should check out Roger. Roger is in Holland, Texas. He's close to Ray. And he has some awesome stuff out there on his farm. I got to visit his farm with Justin from Good of the Land. I mean, me and Roger and Justin's been working off and on together for the last few months. I really want to go fish his pond one of these days. His pond is awesome. Roger has the most awesome pond. Oh, I got to get this to Ray.
Roger needs some more family members over there. You don't have near enough family members on this channel.
Oh, no. And Roger does some stuff. You know what, Ray? Roger's who you need to talk to when you start cattle. Because Roger does a lot of cattle on his farm. And the inside of Roger's place with all his collection of stuff. You see, my collection has nothing on Roger's collection of stuff, about antiques and stuff. Well, his collection's an actual museum. Roger, Ray's planning on, Ray's over there closer to you. He's planning on starting some cattle next year.
34 is enough to keep you busy. We had a herd of 60 one time. It was about too many. About 20 to 30 is about the right size of herd of cattle.
I think Ray said they got like 300 acres. I don't know how much he plans on grazing, but
I don't know, about 20 to 30 cattle, about 3 round bales of hay a week.
Oh, did you tell Brandon about that donkey? I was calling for the.
Oh, Kathy was having fun with the donkey today. That same one that was in Stacy's video when he was here. Did you see
yeah,
that?
the one I teased and said he got a good video of you?
Yep.
Well, this is what happened. So the baby goats were out there, so I was chit-chatting with the baby goats. And all of a sudden, this donkey comes running up, just bellowing.
Yeah, he just wanted some food.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't have my phone set up, and I'm like, I gotta get a picture of this. And by the time he got to the fence, my phone finally went to video, and I'm like, yeah. I got pictures of him and stuff, but it was hilarious. He came running out of nowhere.
Let me tell y'all what, I had a miniature donkey one time. We got it from a guy who raised cattle. That thing was so mean that anytime I go in the field to attack me. Well, we decided one day we was going to lasso that donkey and put a halter on him and get him down. Okay, I lassoed him all right, but he drove me all around that pasture. Darn things are mean, the little miniature ones.
Yeah.
Wonder why Justin's sending me a link to StreamYard.
Who?
Captain Jerk.
I don't know, is he live?
Evidently one of the coin community people.
Oh.
Maybe it's him. I don't know.
I don't show he's live. Hey, Roger, did you see that? Was you following this month's? Hey, I can lasso. I learned from a little old Mexican guy who only stood about this tall, and he taught me how to lasso. So I can lasso. Thank you very much. I just ain't got the horse no more.
Evidently, Justin is doing a mail call. It's scheduled at 9:42, so he's late.
Yep.
Why did you have to be there for his mail call?
Anyway, at the local auction in Heidenheimer, Roger, Ray bought a welder that was supposed to have a locked up motor for, I think he said $120. That thing, he took it home. It was a fan stuck. He got it running. Yeah, it says he's live now. 18 plus, no kids allowed. Let's go. You know what he says that I'll worry about, Captain?
You never know.
Yeah, you never know with Captain.
I'll go over there and raid his stream.
Yeah, let's go raid a stream, guys.
We call it the BSS raid.
The BS Nation raid.
Yeah, last night, and I didn't get any sleep at all.
Hashtag, guys.
Lars, how you doing? You have a link in your email. Jerry, how you doing? See you? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. And then
Oh, Roger, if you're still hanging around
start to
in the springtime or when the crops the garden comes on good, I plan on doing a big barbecue. Invite everybody to it when the crops come on good.
I guess I'm getting ready. Thanks, guys. I didn't even know you were alive. That's my email for you. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Kathy. Polar Bear. Craig, how you doing? Dirty Dirt. What's up?
Yeah, you too, Ronald. You have a Merry Christmas. I'm gonna try going a little bit live tomorrow. I'm gonna be forging some arrowheads.
See you. Strapped in for 5 minutes before
Man, Roger, that was awesome. I didn't even know you picked that up. That was great.
Where did that go?
a bit frustrated.
That was a great find. I'm kind of jealous. Maybe one of these days I'll pick up a Maytag engine. But you know what? First I need to get all the other engines I got around here going. I mean, they go. Most of them. Now I got to fix the exhaust on the tractor after breaking it off. My dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said tractor parts. I just want tractor parts.
You just told him John Deere parts.
Hey, at least it ain't a John Deere, because those John Deere parts get expensive. Wow.
Dirty's in here.
I missed that guy. I didn't see nobody with a pickup load of Maytags. Man, I really missed out a lot on that festival. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I missed out a lot on that festival. Next year, I need to make sure that I'm in it. Of course, I didn't have no money. I'm not going to lie. I was broke that day, so it's hard to buy something when you ain't got no money. My good looks can only get me so far. But I do plan on having a, I guess I would call it an exhibit of small engines, antique small engines at next year's tractor show if I can. I'll probably leave the mini bikes at home. A lot of the old men was liked them, but there was some grumpy old men that didn't care for them so much. And this was the first year I brought them, and I brought them for Justin to ride on. And we didn't have fun riding around on them at the tractor show, but I'll probably leave them at home next year. Don't want to get kicked out of the showgrounds. Of course, I could go to Ray's and have a tractor show every day.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm going to catch him gone and put a ticket booth at the front of the shop or in front of the gate, by the gate, and just sell tickets to go see all the tractors he got at his place.
Just take one out of the mix and move them all over just a little bit and see if he notices the one's missing.
He probably would. He probably would. Because he don't sell anything. He complains about his Farmall Cub, and he keeps saying he's going to sell it, but he has yet to sell that Farmall Cub.
He won't get rid of that Farmall Cub. Just needs to put a new distributor in it.
Ray, you're just out to piss them off, though. You got.
Who made that? Looks like a bat.
Well, I don't know. I can't keep up with Justin's stream and Brandon's stream at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
Think he made it. I bought it for you. Mike bought it. Huh.
That's cool.
You know what, guys? I wasn't even watching no more. I probably should have been. I probably have to watch the replay. Really? I love those little 2-horse Briggs. I got I got a Briggs F. Is it called an F series? I can't even remember anymore. And then I got the Briggs that I'm restoring right now. Well, I'm pretty much just gonna paint it up. That is this one right here. Well, you see my video on Instagram, and it's probably from the late '60s, early '70s era.
Right, then you're gonna have to teach Roger how to get on StreamYards and have him do a Saturday night special with you,
Oh yeah, we need to get Roger on here one of these nights.
so you can get his channel up there where he should be getting.
Roger is a very cool dude to talk to. Maybe one of these days I'll go and do his shop tour at his place too. He's got a beautiful property, guys.
Get him and Ray together and do a Texas
Texas
Wild
live
card.
stream.
do a Texas wild card Saturday night.
I could probably get Steven back up here. I've been asked till I got okay. Okay, Ray. I've been asked till I got Steven up here on the panel, and I didn't ask him. I just I talk to him all the time on Instagram. Me and him talks quite often on Instagram, and he asked if he could join the panel that one week. So it's like, sure.
You gotta twist his arm a little bit to get him to do stuff sometimes. He's kind of shy when it comes to dealing with people. He's not really that hip on being around a lot of people, I don't think.
Hey, I think we did an awesome live stream.
Oh, it was a good live stream, Brandon. I just think that Stephen Cox is kind of shy when it comes to being on a live stream.
Yeah. Hey, maybe one of these
Deal with
days.
people when he's live too much.
Maybe one of these
He gets
days.
he gets a lot of negative feedback on his channel when he's live, so
Yeah, but that's because when you get your channel so big, people will just start picking on you.
yeah. Well, he doesn't have enough moderators or the wherewithal to have enough moderators to control his live stream.
You do, Roger.
Too fast.
Do a tour of that barn. Do a tour of that barn, Roger. People would love that. I know I love to see it. Everybody here would love to see it. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
And Roger, we got to get you some more people in your YouTube family.
Yep. This would have been a good time for our small internation people to be getting on it. We got to get the groove going because we was doing great, and then all of a sudden we slacked off. So we got to get those wheels turning again on that.
We're gonna put you in charge of that, Brandon.
We need to because we got to get this thing going. We got to get more people live streaming. Hopefully we can get Stacy back doing some of his live streams too, because he always brings in a crowd of people.
We're gonna do, Brandon, is we're gonna start getting people to start noticing some of the smaller channels again.
Yeah, that's how I grew. I only had
He doesn't want to focus on his channel. He wants to help the smaller channels grow. He's going to do a lot of stuff on his channel, but it's not going to be not like we did last time.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning of everything, he really wants some younger people to take over the community and go with it. So, you know, we got hangouts and we've been teaching people how to use it and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be one of those situations where it's probably going to be a little bit of the mixture of the old generation and the new generation.
Yep.
We really hope that Hangouts comes back after the first year, like everybody's been talking about.
Ed Ray's talking about a store in Troy, Texas. Troy, not toy. Get your mind out of the gutter, man. We don't live in downtown Dayton, Ohio.
I don't think anybody wants to live in downtown Dayton, Ohio.
Later, Ed. Hey, Roger, I might need to get your help on something eventually. You know, the wheel horse?
You're not old and you're not out of Small Engine Nation, brother. You don't get to get out of jail free card just because of your age.
The keyway on my wheel horse on one of my wheel axles is wore out, and I need someone to make me a Woodruff key out of brass so I can weld up between it to fill in the gaps. Oh, talking about buying tools. Oh, okay, Ed. Okay, I thought you were just getting lazy on us.
Actually, Brandon, I almost bought you a whole box of Woodruff keys and sent them home with Stacy, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah, I need I do need I do need a new Woodruff key, but I need that brass one so I can weld that up.
They have a whole assortment box at Harbor Freight, and I don't think it was more than $11.
This one takes, I think it's called a number 9 Woodruff key.
They have it's like one of those tackle boxes.
Yeah.
And it's got an assortment of probably at least 5 of each size in there. And they go from itty bitty clear up to decent sized ones that are, I want to say 3/4 of an inch across the top. Or maybe even bigger, maybe 1.25 inches.
You know what, guys? Talking about Small Engine Nation, I need to make a Small Engine Nation. Oh, adult toy. Okay. Maybe it's my mind that's in the gutter tonight, Ed. Maybe I misread that. But y'all know what I was thinking when you said adult toys. I really need to get my mind out of the gutter, I guess.
You gotta quit playing with them kind of swings, Brandon.
But anyway, I need to make a Small Engine Nation sign. I got a Small Engine Saturday sign, which I should have went with lighter colored letters so it would have showed up in the live stream better. I don't know, Ray. Ed just came on here talking about adult toys. This conversation just took a turn for the worse. You probably did.
Ray's got a ton of adult toys. They're just all red. And they all stay outside.
Hey, he's got a green one.
Ed's got a big adult toy in his garage over there. Pull the front wheels off the ground about every 3 seconds.
I forgot the dog was in here. He was being so quiet. He was over here in the corner. Come here, Axel. I didn't know you was in here, Bubba. You're gonna say hi, Axel. Come on, Axel. Get up here. Come up. Get up here. Get up here, Axel. Say hi, Axel.
What are you doing, Axel? Tell him to pet you and give you a treat.
He's being lazy. Him and the younger Rottweiler has been playing all day.
He's probably tired.
Yeah, he's 5 years old. He's getting old for a big dog. 5 years old for a bigger dog. That's starting to get a little old. Well, I mean, not too old, but
He's just a puppy.
yeah. He never grew out of his puppy stage. He still chews on stuff, bites tires off of stuff.
It's probably what happened to your mini bike.
I don't know why. I think I ran over something in the field.
He probably got mad at you because you weren't giving him any attention. He probably bit a hole in it.
Hey, he makes people give him attention. He goes, if you're sitting there and you're not paying attention, he nudges your arm and he'll push your arm up so you pet him.
That's because dogs are smart like that.
So he's been escaping and going through the pasture, jumping over the fence in the pasture and going to the nursing home.
No, Ed, there is no other color than red for a tractor.
Purple?
No.
Pink? There's a lot of pink tractors at Tractor Show.
What's that one country song? A pretty pink tractor?
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I wish I had a piece of wood here. I'd make a sign. I have a piece of wood in here. I'd make a small Engine Nation sign. I guess I'll do that sometime tomorrow after I get done with all the other stuff I have to do. Someone needs to turn the heat on in Texas. Leaving the air conditioner all the time on outside in Texas right now. It's killing me.
Yeah. I'm ready for that July weather again.
Yep. I can do more in 110-degree weather than I can 40-degree weather.
It's 3 degrees above freezing here.
And don't forget about your large collection of golf carts, Roger. Roger has like a huge collection of golf carts. He's got some cool ones. Like that limo one. He has one of the long limo ones.
Yeah, I've got a yellow tractor, and that thing's going away.
I think
530, and that thing just does. It's not geared to do anything I want to do.
Ray's got a couple of yellow tractors. He's got one of them's I think one of them's the international British one that he has a hard time finding parts for. There was actually made by International, but I think that was made in England. For England.
Kathy's wanting to get rid of that case. It's going to be happy one of these days soon. It's going to get a new water pump on it, a new set of front tires, and then somebody else could have it. It runs okay, but it'll run 40 before it'll run 3 miles an hour. Which, when you're trying to brush hog 40 miles an hour, isn't any good.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about your backhoe, Ray. Ray has a yellow backhoe.
Yeah, you could bring the backhoe right on over and put that backhoe to work.
I only got one tractor, and it's red. Well, unless it count the garden tractors, then I got a green one, a red one, then a white and yellow one.
What do you call that?
If we count those.
What is that we got out in the barn? Sandblaster? No, a mold blaster.
Oh, that downdraft table? Yeah, that needs to go away too.
Yeah, Ray don't count garden tractors. He says those are riding mowers.
Yeah, I've got a passel full of those too. A couple Craftsman, a couple Murrays.
I'm down to my wheel horse.
Yeah. I got that little bitty orange tractor lawnmower too. That little bitty bad boy mower.
Oh yeah, that's a little bitty one. That thing's so small. Tiny.
It's small, micro machine.
Hey, if you get a skid steer and put a bush hog on it, I think that would technically count as a zero turn.
Yeah, I just don't want to pay $80,000 for a skid steer.
And not only that, if you buy a used one, then if they break down, the price of parts on them are crazy.
Yeah, I won't buy a used skid steer. People are too rough on them. They don't take care of them.
Yep.
They buy them new and they never change the oil on them. They just drive until they quit.
I'm gonna sell my garden tractor when I get it finished. I'm gonna sell it and either buy. I don't know if I really want a lathe. My goal's been for the last few years to buy a bench top lathe. So if I can ever finish it, I'll probably buy a bench top lathe.
My problem with the garden tractors, especially my Murrays, is that the deck bearings go out every other year. They want more for those deck bearings than what the mower's worth.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'd want to mow the grass with the one that I'm restoring, that 110. I got close to $2,000 into restoring it, and it's still not done. I got all the paint and stuff for it, but it still needs to be sandblasted and put back together. And I got to get decals and hood hardware.
That bad boy is not for mowing trees.
It is when I drive it.
You might want to get on Craigslist and buy her a junky used zero turn so she can mow trees with that.
I wanted to buy her a Ryobi zero turn, and she doesn't like the way zero turns drive. So
I have never drove one in my life, and
she can't figure out the difference between using the steering wheel and the levers.
Oh man, once you get used to them, they're fun. That's the only way to mow.
Well, every time I try to get back on it, he hogs it, so I'll never learn. So, like I said,
She gets scared of it.
it's made for mowing.
I said if it's going in the wrong direction, just pull both sticks backwards.
You can mow something in like half the time of what you would do with a regular riding mower.
She wants one of those Ryobi regular tractor mowers.
Yeah, I've seen those. Thing is with a zero turn is you can actually cut full speed with those. A riding mower, if you a lot of them, if you cut full speed, they don't have that pretty of a cut. But with the zero turn, the way they're designed or something, when you go full speed with them cutting, you still have a pretty cut.
Right, I understand. It's just, they could just put a steering wheel on it and then give it over with.
They do.
Right now, you spend more time turning around on a riding mower than you do mowing. It's long and it's got a lot of.
That's right. They make a cub zero turn with the steering wheel.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, Ray's got one that I fixed several months back. Y'all probably remember that I changed the fan and I think it's just the fan. Or did I have to change the belt? I think maybe I changed the belt. I can't remember.
The first time I drove that bad boy, and I drove it into the pine tree. So.
Yeah, those are nice, Roger.
Roger, I've got a 61-inch cut bad boy. And take it anywhere, I got to put it on a car trailer because it doesn't fit on utility trailers very well. It's heavy.
See, I only worry about a pretty cut in the front yard. The pasture and stuff, it don't have to look pretty. It just has to have the weeds knocked down. I usually only mow the pasture in the summertime when the grass starts dying out and the weeds come out and the horses won't eat the weeds.
If you mow it regularly, you won't have the weeds.
Yeah, I have to constantly, with the ragweeds, I have to constantly mow it. It comes back. And it's only in the summertime when the good grass dies out and the ragweeds take over. That would be nice, Ed. Is it bat winged? As big as that is, you would figure to be a bat winged. That would be the only way you could get it inside doors. Roger, you played around with that blower you got for the Forge yet? I passed up that one at auction, that Co-Forge at auction. I think a Co-Forge would be cool, but the price of coal in Texas is expensive.
Be hot. The coal burns pretty hot.
Yep. I kind of want one though because all the blacksmiths have one, at least one. Even if they don't use it, they have one. So now I just want one. Probably like this microphone. All the cool live streams had these microphones. Kind of want one. Actually, I really did need this microphone because I was using the mic off the webcam, which sound like an echo. You need a big old bucket of Vapor Rust, Roger. I used that little. I used all the little sample up here that we got at the to swap at the festival. I need to actually buy more. I ain't bought none in about a year. Yeah, you could use hardwood charcoal. But I hear the temperature you still can't get the temperature as good as you could with coal or coke. If I said coke, it'll come back to that comment on BitChute where the guy said to stop smoking crack. I really feel like putting on there. Man, I want to, but it just gives me such a great feeling. See, because if you get an uproar about it, you're just feeding them. They want you to get an uproar.
Yep. They just want attention. All they want, Brandon.
They was selling the 5-gallon pails at the festival, Roger. See all the stuff I missed out on.
Just call Justin and tell him to bring you some coal.
No, the 5-gallon pail of Vapor Rust. I did use some Vapor Rust stuff. Well, y'all seen those on Instagram saw that.
He had a video where he did some Vapor Rust stuff too.
Yeah. But this was the last Vapor Rust that I guess we decided it was a drawer pull. Really? Dang, Roger. Where the heck was I? I missed out. Now, I got J.K. Canvas to send me a hat. I got him to send me a hat. But I missed out on all the good stuff. I came back with stickers, a couple stickers. I got stickers from Justin, and then I won some from Chrysler and Ironworks.
You know what that means, Brandon? Next year you got to hang out with Roger so you don't miss anything.
Obviously, I was hiding from the crowd or something. What the heck? I did help put together the go-kart. Well, I supervised it and give them great advice when they needed it. Like, you should Loctite everything on those because once you get it out there and you go and make that tight turn, everything's going to slide. It's going to come loose and all. You're actually just going to slide right over.
That's what you call a gas slide, not the electric slide.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I mean, how can you not want to slide on a go-kart? That's the funnest part of a go-kart is when you come into the turns, sliding into the turns. One of these days, I'll probably flip a go-kart, but I've yet to flip a go-kart.
I've rolled a 4-wheeler. That isn't fun.
I've yet to
4-wheeler's not much fun landing on you.
I've yet to roll a 4-wheeler, but I've done some stupid stuff on a 4-wheeler. But I see my cousin flip one and just flip it back over and get back on it. He's hard-headed, though.
I rolled one side over side several times.
I flipped the garden tractor. I sold a John Deere 140 and a John Deere 120 to a guy to pay for the parts for the John Deere 110. And as I was pulling them out, I got stuck. So the guy decided to hook his golf cart to my garden tractor I was pulling it with. And when he did that, he kind of went at an angle too. It picked the Sears garden tractor up and turned me and the garden tractor upside down and landed on top of me. I had to go to the ER. I bruised some ribs.
Even those garden tractors aren't light.
Nope. Thank God it was a Sears, but even those engines, those old cast iron engines weigh over 100 pounds, I think. They feel like it.
It's probably a 300-pound mower.
Yeah. And it had the big old ag tires on it. That would have probably been okay if he didn't pull at an angle. If he would have probably pulled straight, it probably wouldn't have did it. But he pulled at an angle.
We're not talking about cigarettes, Ed.
I don't think Ed's talking about cigarettes either. I think he's talking about some wacky weed. I think he's been smoking grass.
My favorite thing to roll is odometers. 1 mile after another. Anymore, they're digital, so you don't roll. They just count.
Egg rows. Damn riding mowers. You're right. I use my 4-mile Cub now. Believe it or not, that little thing can pull some weight. It might only be 12 horsepower, what they say they are, but those things can pull some weight. 4 cylinders. I've used it to pull the round bells, the big round bells, 1,200-pound round bells off the trailer and flip them upright. Now I don't have the big horse, so I don't have to buy the big round bells. I can buy a couple square bells, and that lasts that little miniature horse quite a while. But I do need to find... Roger, do you know anybody that does horse hooves? Because our last guy, he disappeared and we ain't talked to him in months. So we need to get her hooves trimmed. He just disappeared. And it's hard to get anybody that will want to do miniature horses because they're so hard-headed. I would like to learn to do it myself.
Not a miniature horse.
Hell yeah, miniature horse. That horse... Probably how she survived that snake bite. I want to learn it myself. If I can learn to do it myself, then I'll never have to worry about it again. Because you'll get somebody to do it for a little while, and they'll show up for several months doing it, and then they just disappear on you. When you call them, they won't answer. So that really sucks when they do that. Trying to find a picture of that horse when she got bit by a snake. I really thought we was going to have to put her down, but she beat the odds. $500 bet bill, but she beat the odds. Is it just me, or does animals seem to get hurt when you're short on cash? Somehow we was able, some way we was able to come up with the money, but it always seems to happen, an accident like that happens when money's tight.
Yeah, we had 2 horses, and we had one that was mean. She ran the other horse off a cliff, and it skinned its leg up pretty bad. And we spent quite a bit of money on the vet bills trying to get that horse rehabilitated.
They're not miniature.
Both of them. So now we have 4 saddles and no horses.
Yeah. I'll probably never get a horse again. Hey, we're not allowed to call them midgets. We're not allowed to call midgets or little horses, Ray. Let's be... We don't want to get in trouble here. They are little horses. Like little people, they're little horses.
Now you making fun of the little people?
No, we don't make fun of little people.
Yeah.
They're vertically challenged.
Of course, I do love to play my niece because it makes her mad as heck. Every now and then I'll play your Randy Newman's short people. I usually get beat up for that. I guess I don't have no pictures of that horse. Little horse, yeah, they got the Napoleon syndrome. Oh, that's right. My great granddad's sister died today. She was in her 80s, so I guess she lived a good life.
Sorry to hear that.
My great granddad lived to be up in his 90s, but that's because my grandma always said he was pickled. He was too stubborn to die.
Well, my granny is. She'll be 93 next year.
He had, before he was gone, they took his legs, his arms, had several open heart surgeries. They said his heart was like thin. So my grandma, the only way she could figure out why he lived so long is he drank so much. He was an alcoholic that he was just pickled. That's true, Roger. Yeah, I will never. Well, I have my miniature horse. I won't never get rid of her. And I probably won't do goats no more, to be honest. I used to raise goats, but that last batch of goats did me in. We had miniature goats, and they ate the wirings off of everything.
You can make cattle do anything you want them to, with a bag of range cubes.
Yeah, there you go, Ray. He was. Let me tell you a story about them growing up. You know, my grandparents grew up in Eastern Kentucky, a very poor place to live. And when my grandma was growing up, they was cucumber farmers. They grew cucumbers for a pickle company in Ohio. Well, there was 9 of those kids, and they was all out there. They would work them all summer long, picking cucumbers. But her dad was such a bad alcoholic that he would borrow the money up before they even got the money. So they never had hardly any money. My grandma married when she was 16, and she never looked back. He was a moonshiner also, but he drank up his profits. Roger ain't too far away from you, Ray. He came from the same place we got this dog. Come here, Axel. Come on. Up, up. We got him from a breeder who raised Rottweilers and horses. And she raised her Rottweilers in a barn with her horses. That's the best way to do big dogs. That's the only way you can get a dog to do good around livestock is to start them off young and imprint the livestock into them. Other than that, if you take a dog that's never been around livestock before, most likely their instincts are going to kick in and they're going to try to attack. And I have no use for a dog that'll attack livestock.
Nope.
If it brings blood, then it's out of here. It's either finding a new home or it's getting a home in the ground. I love dogs, but it's my job to make sure my livestock is not hurt. Just like I told the guy with the husky that attacked the horses. I told him, you let your dog over here to attack my horse one more time. That's the end of it. Your job is to make sure your dog is taken care of and not is in your property. My job is to make sure my livestock's safe. Later, Kathy. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Alright, I gotta get
Yeah, Roger, Ray don't live too far from the Buc-ee's, and then he's got his shop over there in Troy, where he has all his fun toys. You know, Ray, I heard that song the other day, City Boy Stuck, and I thought about Angel getting that four-wheel drive truck stuck out there at your place. Four-wheel drive truck. Because you know what he did? He went into the mud hole. Instead of keeping the same speed, he slowed down. So he instantly just sunk it.
It's a problem with all them guys that have all those big jacked up trucks and those big wide tires. They can't go nowhere in the mud because the tires float.
Yep. I could take that little Ranger. I take my dad's little Ranger up in the muddy field all the time when it's really muddy. Never get that little bitty truck stuck. I guess because it's so light, it don't sink in. The Ranger's, it ain't good for much, but it's a pretty good golf cart.
Probably.
We pulled that there for a little while, for a couple months. We pulled that 16-foot trailer around town with that little Ranger.
Trailer's bigger than that Ranger.
Yeah, it was. And how the cops didn't stop us for that, I don't know. But we never take it on the highway. We kept it in town and in roads where we didn't have to go very fast. And we never had like a super heavy load on it.
Well, I said on Robert's stream last night, Chevys are for gentlemen because I always wear a bow tie.
Oh, Lord, you're going to get Ray started. Him and his Chevys. Of course, that K5 Blazer he got in the shop. I'm not a Chevy guy, but that K5 Blazer in his shop's pretty darn awesome. He needs to get that out and fix it. And if I remember right, he said that one has the diesel engine in it.
They're all right as long as they don't catch fire.
And then he probably's got the biggest collection of square body Chevys I've ever seen.
I've had a few in my day. Still have one.
I got to get a full-size truck this year. We had that Dodge. Well, had that Dodge with my sister, but they sold it. because it had a lot of issues. We got that Tahoe. She traded that to the Tahoe. Tahoe had a lot of issues, had no air conditioner. So she was driving around my nephew with no air conditioner, and he has health problems. He's the one that has my 2-year-old nephew is the one that has the kidney and heart problems.
Yeah.
So she traded that Tahoe in, and she got a newer Ford Explorer just to get her to work and get my nephew to appointments.
Those Explorers are all right as long as you don't have to start sinking money into the suspension on them.
The newer ones are nice, but they just ain't got the room I'm used to. My mom's got a 2006, and it's got a lot of room in it.
Yeah, I like that Sissy F-150. It's got plenty of room in it. Of course, the back seat's full of tools right now, so.
Man, I tell you, the nicest thing I've ever been in was an Expedition. Was it an Expedition? The big ones that had the diesel engines in it.
Excursion.
Excursions, yes. Those are nice on the inside of them.
The Expedition is just a glorified Explorer.
Yeah. Well, it's Expedition is like a slightly bigger, not much bigger than an Explorer.
Yeah, that's why I said it's just a glorified Explorer.
It's like a Tahoe and a Suburban.
The Suburban's actually like the Expedition.
Yeah. That's all.
You get into that Super Duty, it's a lot heavier built.
Yeah. But those Excursions, man, that's like a Cadillac of trucks, SUVs right there. Those things are nice on the inside. You are working on the K5? Oh, that's awesome. It was already, if I remember right, primered, wasn't it?
5-speed, you might as well put a 6-speed in it.
Oh, yeah. Ray don't really have anything that's automatic. He's not an automatic fan.
That's because if the battery's flat, he won't be able to push start it.
Yep. Pull it behind a tractor.
Just all he needs is a good power glide. He'll be fine. Put it in first gear, you can full start those.
They do cost too much when we have to get an automatic transmission rebuilt.
Ray can do it. He just needs to sit down and do it. Automatic transmissions aren't that hard.
We paid the transmission shop to do my mom's. Of course, the newer stuff has a lot more computer stuff on them, and
they're still basic.
Yeah.
Even though they got all the computerized stuff on them, they still all have the same basic internal parts.
It was $2,500 and a 4-year warranty.
A 4-year warranty for $2,500 isn't bad.
Nope. And the guy we know, my dad's been towing to him for years, and he's like one of the best.
You get 30 days out of a transmission, you'll get 5 years out of them.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Now, my mom's having a little issue right now with her takeoff, and I'm thinking it's that. If y'all remember, I stripped out when I took the spark plugs out, 3 of them stripped out, and we got them back in, but there's a miss on one of those plugs. I think I gotta put a helicool in there. I'm thinking she's losing power because of that miss. On top of that, she has a bad exhaust leak. I got to fix that exhaust leak. I got to find a way I can get it jacked up enough so I can actually get under there and fix it.
Take you a pop can and a couple hose clamps.
Well, what it was when I first started working, I haven't worked on actual big vehicles very much in my life. I worked at that diesel shop for a little while. But anyway, I know a better method for this now. But my uncle, he's such an asshole. He told me when the transmission was going out, he said before taking it to the transmission shop, you should check the catalytic converter. He said you could do it. He told me to one way to do it was to cut it, cut the cat and see if it still lost power, or it still wouldn't. Well, I did that, but when I put it back, I put it all back together, but there's still an exhaust leak. Now I use a method where I use a heat gun. I let it run for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I take that heat gun and I measure the temperature from the start of the cat to the back of the cat. And
Yep.
that's how I know. And that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
I don't understand why my uncle told me to do it that way. He's been a mechanic for over 30 years.
Probably didn't know how to use a heat gun.
Maybe. So I got to fix that. I got to fix the spark plugs. On my dad's truck, the radiator has a leak. We've been running water in it for years. But now that we're in the freezing section, I have to drain out all the water because last time we left water in it when it froze, we busted out the freeze plugs. Luckily, it didn't ruin the block. We didn't crack the block.
Yep.
And it needs a tune-up. And then it needs tires and tags on it. It ain't been tagged this year because it ain't been ran on the road this year. But I told my mom that would be better for her to go to the nursery to get her potting soil and stuff in than putting it in the back of her Ranger or putting it in the back of her Explorer and getting it all dirty.
The price of radiators has come down far enough. You ought to be able to buy a new radiator, but
Yeah, I saw one on Amazon. I think it was $70. Yeah, I heard about that.
Water pump and put new hoses and belts on it all at the same time, and then you don't have to mess with it again.
Yep. I actually did the water pump. The on those Explorers, they had those plastic thermostat housings. It was leaking too on my mom's Explorer a few years back. And that was actually the last time I had a tune-up. That's probably been about 4 years back. I put the spark plugs in. She wouldn't have them changed. Hi, Lucky.
Hey, Lucky.
She wouldn't have them changed for a while, even though I put anti-seize on the spark plugs. When I took them out, when I started pulling them out, the threads started stripping out on them. And starting to see people talking about it. It seems like it's a common problem on that year of Ford Explorers.
Any 5.4 has trouble with the spark plug holes.
So I'll just get a
Between
heli
the
call.
plugs and the cam phasers, that 5.4 has had its known issues.
I did a what's that thing? I did a water pump and a cam synthesizer, some weird stuff on a 4.6 on a landscape company's truck. It was making a tapping noise, and we decided to replace both because both could have. What it was doing was showing both could be caused by both things, so replaced them both. I learned a cool method though while doing that to set the first to use a vacuum tester to check the top dead center of the first cylinder when setting that. That was a pretty cool trick. Ray, you know that Chevy has their shares of problems too. I can't tell you how many that came in into the diesel shop with all wiring issues. They seem to be those Duramaxes seem to be wiring nightmares.
Yeah, Ray's not gonna be happy because they're doing away with the dirty Maxes.
He actually likes the diesel's computers.
GM's doing away with all their diesels.
Really?
Yep. I'm guessing it has a lot to do with the death.
Which you heard, Steven, it ain't going away. It's only going to get worse, it seems like.
They're actually talking about repealing it because it's not making the emissions any better. It just costs more repair money.
Ed, I went with my dad to do a tow, and he went to tow a PT Cruiser, and the reason he had I think I already sent you one, Lucky, through Facebook. The whole front end, the guy was driving down the road, and the whole front end fell out from under the PT Cruiser.
What's this on Star Builders? Is that Sean's stuff?
Huh?
That Home Star Builders, what's that?
I don't know.
Well, is that Sean's page?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that 12 valve outrun the rest of the truck.
So the tow truck my dad drives has a Cummins in it. Only problem with it, yeah, we need to turn the heat back on in here. It's too darn cold.
Yeah, turn the thermostat up to about 90, will you, Ray?
Yeah.
The burner in that shop?
No, you don't have no heat in that shop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I need to get a space heater or something for the studio. I shut all the electric totally off in here when I leave the studio anyway to conserve on electric. That's why this actually was my sister's bedroom, and she used so much electric, or she was just running her air conditioners and stuff so much in here. I finally taught my mom and to let me have my studio. I wanted a studio, so now I got my studio.
Yeah, just need a solar unit on that, Brandon.
Yep. I mean, I lost the bedroom, but we got a living room. All I did get a bedroom for is to sleep anyway.
Couches are comfortable.
Yep. And some nights with my asthma and my sinuses, I have to sleep setting up anyway.
Take care, Ed. Merry Christmas. We don't see you before then, brother.
I'll probably get off of here in about 5 minutes because I want to start doing some forging, like I said, and tomorrow I'm going to make some stuff. I'm trying to do some of the video ideas that people recommended on the videos. I did the candle holder that Jimmy C says. So maybe I'll make a Christmas tree out of boats and stuff like Nate said.
My grandpa was a plumber. He made a Christmas tree out of plumbing parts.
Really?
I got a picture in the newspaper from it.
I made my grandma one. I think it's on my website out of rebarb. I need to redo it. It broke in this Texas wind. It got knocked over and broke. So I got to rebuild it or tack some of the welds. Ray, do you always do all your work at night like that?
Sometimes it's easier if you got kids and stuff.
Have you put leads on it and tried it out yet to see if the welding part works? That's true, Ray. If I had a bigger shop with some heat, I'd probably do some nighttime work either. Merry Christmas, Lucky.
Merry Christmas, Lucky. You guys be safe.
Oh, awesome. So if it's making power, the welding part probably works too. That's a massive welder. It makes a little Lincoln Ranger look small.
We just need to get Ray to come over and get you and take you out so you can get your driver's license, Brandon.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I got like high anxiety about that. And I can drive about anything. But when I was a kid, we was in several bad wrecks. So it always stuck with me. I don't know. I couldn't ever get over it.
And once you get out there and start driving and you get the freedom to drive, you won't look back.
I wish I actually lived closer to Ray. Me and Ray get a lot of projects done. But it's still almost an hour with the traffic and stuff to get to Ray's from my place. Even though he's on the other side of the county. We're in the same county. It just takes about an hour. Really? Probably less busy. I went to replace my ID, Ray. And I sat there for 3.5 hours. They got the worst seats ever, the most uncomfortable seats. They won't let you bring food in, and it was around lunchtime, and I was hungry. I lost my wallet in Lorena last year, and someone was nice enough to find it and get a hold of me. If I did that in Killeen, someone had it gone. My $5, my ID, and my debit card would have been gone. All right, guys, I really think it's time to wrap this up. I'm getting hungry again. I keep thinking about that kielbasa bean soup that my mom made.
Heck yeah. Thanks for having me up, Brandon.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm always glad when you come up. And if I don't see all of y'all tomorrow or in the next couple days, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. And I'll see y'all next time. Oh, and everybody, be sure to check out my website. Put a lot of work into that.
Yep.
Go check out my website.
Everybody.
Later, everybody.